The new Digimon anime is making Tamers and Frontier relevant again. This new team of Digimon Tamers are shaking up everything, flipping the script on what a Digimon season can look like. Usually in Digimon, we're lucky if we get one human antagonist like the Digimon Emperor in 02, but Beatbreak caught my attention by teasing an evil team of Tamers in the opening of episode 1, but now a third group is on the board. Meet Tactics Team 7, a group that could have just as easily been the main characters of Beatbreak, with a fascinating group of partner Digimon from past seasons like Gigasmon from Frontier or Monodramon, the rookie form of Cyberdramon/Justimon. Today we're talking about the all-new challengers approaching in episodes 13 and 14 of Beatbreak, the 10th and newest Digimon anime. Welcome back to the DigiKnow. It's my first video of the year, so let's do a reintroduction in case anyone is new. We cover Millennium era anime on this channel like Digimon, Metabots, Shaman King, and right now we're on a bit of a Beatbreak kick since this new Digimon anime kinda rules. If you like anime analysis, news, and reviews, please subscribe to help me one day reach 100,000 subscribers like my buddy Carney X just did. Last thing, if it turns out you like my takes on the 2000s era Monster Tamer stories, I wrote my own light novel, Dot Monster Revolution, that has an ebook and physical edition. I worked with an awesome artist, Weirdomon, so that moving forward, every new version of the book has a few amazing illustrations inside to make it a bit more immersive. No price increase, no Gen AI, this is all human, imperfection and all. Links to learn more are in the video's description. Okay, before we dive into the awesome tactics team, let's go chronological and cover the 5 stars as well as the Shangri-La project, which we learn about in episode 13. In short, this high-ranking team of bounty hunters work directly for Chairman Wong, the director of the World Union, some kind of oligarchic tech company/government hybrid. We've known about the 5 stars since the early days of Beatbreak and recently learned that Kyo, the oldest member of Glowing Dawn, is a former star. But 13 brought us into a behind-closed-doors meeting of the stars. Here we saw the Star of Fire, Kaito the Blazing, Star of Water, Honoka the Abyssal, Star of Wood, Rose the Verdant, Star of Earth, Clay the Surging, and Star of Gold, Genjo, Kaneda the Adamantine, replacing ex-member Kyo. The meeting shed light on something we've been observing since episode 1. Some kind of natural disaster clearly impacted this future Earth, as characters like Tomoro live in a rundown, flooded zone. The World Union chairman explains that on October 5th, 2029, roughly 20 years before the start of this season, the Kano Island vanishing incident occurred. We are shown an entire body of land vanish in the blink of an eye. Quote, numerous coastal cities sank or were flooded as a result. Over 1.3 million dead or missing. Unprecedented disaster. Now, nearly 20 years later, this country has nearly restored peace. Chairman Wong talks about Digimon's evolution threatening this path to recovery. So far, the 5 stars and other cleaners have been using Digimon to stop other disastrous Digimon from undoing their progress towards recovery, but Wong is increasingly worried about the power of Digimon. Digimon evolve. The World Union must prepare for that ever-evolving strength, and so he shares that it's time to prepare the Shangri-La project. The little we learn about the Shangri-La project is that it will create an ideal world safe from fears of disaster, plagues, invasions. What I might guess, my theories, what I'd hope for in terms of an interesting story, is that maybe the Shangri-La project might be an effort to open a portal to a new world, the digital world, specifically Shambhala, the digital world based heavily on Asiatic mythology. Of course, this would not be creating a new land or world, but really invading or colonizing a world that is presumably full of Digimon. Given Wong's position on Digimon seems to be that they are either tools or weapons, I don't think he sees them as real life forms. I could see the World Union waging a war of some kind on Digimon, achieving 2 goals in one. First, resolving the threat of ever-evolving Digimon by eliminating them, and second, finding himself this new ideal world safe from climate catastrophe and invasions, ironically invading to do so. This is all big-time theory crafting, don't take anything I've said as gospel. The back half of 13 shifts to the Glowing Dawn POV, where our main team gets a brief encounter with Tactics Team 7. Their team lead, Raito, has this Willis-level flirting with Reina and before a more confrontational standoff in the Mirror World. The Mirror World is this season's version of the AR field, a world that is digital but that is not the digital world. 3 of the Digimon that make up Team Tactics are revealed to us: Raito's Monodramon, Hotaruko's Shakomon, and Granite's Ludomon. Ludomon is the newest Digimon of this team, debuting in 2017 through a virtual pet. While we'll see more of them in 14, 13 teaches us a bit about their personalities, especially Raito. He's a bit slimy, first with the flirting, and then later when he gets really nasty with their bounty target, seems to really lose his temper over the fact their battle caused his uniform to get a little dirty. Beatbreak made a very clear effort here to let us know these guys maybe aren't the greatest, at least not at the start of the story. I'm sure there could be room for a redemption arc, for growth, and maybe they switch sides and help the Glowing Dawn in the next arc. At the end of the episode, though, we learned they are currently working directly under the 5 stars, specifically under Clay, the star of Earth. I am dying to know why. Do the 5 stars have dirt on them, or a hostage? What are they being promised? Or are the members of Tactics true believers in the 5 stars, in the World Union, in the Shangri-La Project? In 14, Tactics, we see an entire battalion, trainees going through brutal training under Tactics leader Naito. It reminds me of the Demolition Boys from Beyblade back in the day, how Kai's former team were the best of all the Russian trainees that were raised since birth to Beyblade. Gekomon professes a love of samurai movies early in this episode, perhaps teasing a theme for his ultimate evolution. Though, maybe not, as later in the episode he'll deploy double neutron blades, so it's more likely that the tease and payoff was contained to this episode. But let me know what you think Gekomon's ultimate might end up looking like. Raito proves he's even shadier than we thought when he uses a child to lure out a target Digimon. To my surprise and horror, one of the 2 young kids is actually attacked by the Sneemon and cold-hearted. This wasn't a situation where Raito jumped in just at the last second to save the kids and catch the Digimon. He let the rogue Digimon feast on one of these children's E-Pulse as it allowed Sneemon to evolve to Ultimate, which therefore increased the payout for catching it. Really despicable stuff. Tomoro's crew want to get the child's E-Pulse back from the Sneemon turned Scorpiomon and follow Tactics Team 7 into the Mirror World. It's a full-on battle over who will get the E-Pulse. The Tactics team are kind of owning Glowing Dawn, leading to an exchange where Tactics tells them they're using their E-Pulse all wrong, that they need to manage their emotions better, regulate them, to supply their partners with proper E-Pulse. It's clearly the conflict of these 2 teams, acting logically versus acting emotionally. Tomoro, as we know, just pours his emotions into Gekomon, whether that's fury, sadness, joy, or anger, and Raito says that's all wrong, it's gotta be more neutral than that. With Tomoro's Armalizamon fueled by his emotions, the duo land a serious hit on Raito's Digimon, the new Monodramon champion by the way. This milestone attack undercuts their whole thesis, their whole philosophy about them being the masters of their E-Pulse and how Glowing Dawn's sloppy emotions make them inferior. We also get a battle between the elders of each group, ending with perhaps the biggest showcase of Kyo's strength yet. Just when Gigasmon thought he had the upper hand, we get a menacing shot of Kyo's eyes, and then see Gigasmon get his arms sliced off by Murasamemon. This was kind of a jaw-dropping sequence in terms of violence in Digimon. Don't get me wrong, it's still a PG shonen action show, there wasn't any blood, and the Gigasmon regenerated his arms a minute later, but I did not expect dismembering of opponents' limbs to be a factor in the new Digimon anime. You think you've seen it all with a 27-year-old franchise, but that was definitely something new. Glowing Dawn ultimately takes off with the E-Pulse of the child victim, but not without making serious enemies. And when Tomoro returns that poor kid's E-Pulse after the battle, it's with this warmth and comfort. We sort of see hints of Tomoro kind of becoming the charismatic shonen protagonist here in Arc 2. Slowly but surely, he's not a total jerk. He's still rough around the edges, short-tempered, extremely emotional, but the way he saves that kid's brother is almost super heroic. Wrapping up here, 13 and 14 were huge steps in establishing the future of Beatbreak. No longer are we dealing with just 4 humans and 4 Digimon. We're not just dealing with the 5 stars, but we're also dealing with a third team of humans and Digimon. The rival teams concept is incredibly compelling. We haven't really had this many Tamers, relevant named humans with Digimon partners. We haven't had this many in a storyline since 02 maybe? We're talking 13 active partnerships as far as we know, and it's only episode 14, we may get even more. Of course, what did you think about the newest episodes, the newest team of Digimon Tamers, the 5 stars? What do you think Project Shangri-La entails? Do you think it's something like what I theorized, with wealthy, well-off humans invading the digital world, or am I way off? Let me know in the comments, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Even if you get all your videos recommended to you on the homepage, subscribing would be a huge help for me. Consider it a personal favor. And again, my book is also available in the description. You can get links, including a video that's me reading the first 30 minutes on my second channel. Thanks for watching, Happy New Year, see you in the next video.